Happy Halloween, kids. What? Trick or treat? No, absolute. All right, look, I don't have any tricks or treats, but I've got life advice, and that's more valuable. So, when you do go trick-or-treating, because you're certainly not doing it here, do it in a good neighborhood. You don't want to do it in one like this, and you certainly don't want to end up in one like Creative Assembly's neighborhood. You'll knock on their door, they'll be like, oh yeah, here's your treats. They'll give you 10% discounts on the DLC. You get home, you're digging through your pumpkin, looking at your Kit Kats and your new DLC. You're like, wait a second. This isn't a 10% discount, it's a 125% markup. This is just a Lord pack. Why does it cost so much? And it's too late now, you've already been tricked. And there's nothing else to do except to make a YouTube video about the Trickster and try to recoup your losses, I guess. I'm sorry, what was I talking about? Oh, right, that's what I was doing. I'm starting a new campaign as the Changeling. See, I'm new to the game. I'm bad at the game. So we're going to be going to Legendary very hard for the first time. But I want to play a campaign that's going to be comparatively easy, and the real trick with the Trickster is on the AI. You literally can't lose. They don't know where you are, they don't know where your buildings are, you're fucking invincible. It's going to be a great tutorial for Legendary difficulty. What an oxymoronic sentence that is. And I think I'm good at the game. I come from Rome, and I've been winning at Rome really hard for a long time, but that's like calling yourself a world-tier gymnast because you've been dominating the monkey bars at the kindergarten playground, right? The most impressive part of winning at Rome, just like those monkey bars, is that nothing broke when you got involved. Anyway, let's get this campaign started. Now, from what I've heard, it's better to be a symbiotic cultist than a parasitic cultist, and I mean, that sounds like a sensible statement to me. I've looked at the math. But I just have some questions about exactly how, you know, symbiotic this relationship is. I would just like to inform the enemy army that this is just a prank. We're here symbiotically. Everyone's gonna benefit from this relationship in the end. Don't you worry, we're all gonna get along great. Just give me a chance. And we need to actually get involved with this fight, otherwise we'll just move out of the way and nobody can be having that. And we weren't actually here to fight, that was just a prank, we're gonna leave right away. Gonna be honest, I don't really feel like this is a symbiotic relationship at the minute. I kind of feel like I'm bullying the Empire and that they absolutely, positively did not deserve this. But on the other hand, what right do they have to own land? So we lost 2 people, we killed 810. Remember, this is a symbiotic relationship, you're gonna benefit from this, Needling. And now that we've done that, we get another follower, we get a Trickster cultist. And we only get those through story methods, unfortunately, because they're absolutely fantastic, so obviously you can't build them yourselves. And what this guy can do is he can go to any settlement and immediately create another Trickster cult. There's no reason to, like, worry about completing provinces and doing something going to work bad. That's just a trap. You want to go to the most profitable place that's kind of nearby. And I would say that's definitely the Griffinwood. There are more profitable places off the bat, like the Brass Keep. But for now, I'm not willing to spend more than 1 turn moving, so Griffinwood will be the target for us. So I've been right this whole time. The tech trees are actually a prank by the Trickster. Because we'll have some factors when you open the tech tree, you spend 4 turns to do anything and nothing matters. And then you get the Trickster's tech tree, it's like, bam, 10% replenishment. First tech, 1 turn to research it. Thanks, Zinch. You're a real G. Anyway, it's time to go introduce Dryker to the one true god. Although I suppose that's just a prank as well, because there are actually at least 4 gods, probably quite a few more. But anyway, welcome to the Trickster's cult. I promise you, this will be a more symbiotic relationship than the other ones. I'm sorry, did I say killed in the line of duty? What kind of cult are we running here exactly? I'm not really sure it's a symbiotic relationship if step 1 of the relationship is to declare war. It feels directly and severely parasitic, doesn't it? Speaking of parasitic, look at these no-good beastmen. Do you think it's a prank by Zinch that our first mission is to go and build a cult in a city that's going to get sacked on turn 2? Probably, right? Or maybe it's just a prank by the Changeling on us, the player, since he's really the one in control here. After all, he is the one telling me my objectives and where to go. Anyway, that's more dead humans, I promise. This is what symbiosis looks like. It would seem the Tricksters played another prank on me. I'm making money hand over fist, but I need cult supplies. And I can't buy cult supplies from other people. They all just have useless favor. Don't know where they're getting all this favor for Zinch from. But they don't have cult supplies, and that's the thing I actually need. So I figured out the way to do this. It's very convoluted, as is appropriate to Zinch. I can't make a unit building over here in Talabecklint, so I'm gonna recruit a new lord where I used to be, and I'm gonna join a bunch of wars with people that I'm never going to see. For instance, Vlad will give me 453 Zinch bucks if I join his war against Templehof, which he's going to win very quickly on his own, and it's not like they could ever find me to deal damage to me even if they did care to attack me, so gladly. Same exact deal with the Fecondites and whoever the hell the starting faction they're at war with is that I didn't even know existed until now. 348 more Zinch bucks, and you get the idea. I'll be skipping through the rest of them. So at the end of all that, I appear to have 7,700 Zinch bucks. And if I were to take a quick glance at diplomacy, quite a few wars. I'm sure none of that will come back to bite me. It's just a prank, bro. Don't worry about it. It's just a prank. Why are you mad? Anyway, having made a new home in your land and declared war with the entire known world, I'm now going to use the money I've bartered for, to summon armies of hellish nightmare spawn. This is a symbiotic relationship, I promise. Anyway, we're definitely going to help you defend from the coming beastmen hordes. You're going to be fine, man. It's fine. It's worse than I thought. I'm actually helping the beastmen. Oh no. I swear to God, this is a symbiotic relationship, but also, we may have gotten really, really good armor out of betraying them. Anyway, this isn't really to develop a cult or anything, but these ogres gotta go. I don't want to go fight major settlement battles. I don't feel like I need the settlement. Oh, we don't even need to fight it ourselves. I thought Legendary would be harsher than this. On auto-resolve, because I don't respect the game, I'm going to assume the casualties are actually low. I'd actually say they kind of were. I mean, it wasn't great, but it was alright. I suppose to bring up schemes, since they are sort of the Changeling's MO. You have various objectives around each province, and for doing these, you'll get bonus things, minor benefits that aren't really that big of a deal, like a Steam Tank Regiment of Renown. And then once you've done enough of them, you can teleport to a major battle, and that will unlock far more benefits that matter much more. And once you've done enough of these, you get the ultimate scheme, which is, I've got no idea what any of this actually means. I can't be bothered to look into it. We're gonna go do schemes, though. Speaking of the Changeling's MO, he has the ability to change into, well, anything. He's the Changeling. We apparently started with Kairos Fate Weaver randomly, just like gonna pretend we're the other Lord of Zinch, which would make us a better combatant, sure, but we're gonna be the worst version of Fate Weaver. We're going to have slightly less stats, basically, because we don't have any of his gear, any of his abilities, at least any of his leveled up abilities, and even once we spec into the changing stuff, it's still not gonna be great, but we may as well have it selected so we can turn into a big two-headed chicken. Now, some of these people we sold wars to earlier will now buy peace trees from us, which is very funny. It's a great prank. The real prank is I have to fight this manually, even though it's a complete steamroller, just because it will keep slowly killing these 3 units if I don't keep them safe in the fight. I figured out the Changeling's greatest prank of all. My menu is just constantly moving a little bit and distracting me in my peripheral vision. Why is there an effect here? Who decided to do this? Now, unfortunately, there is a small issue of numbers for my enemy here. They are holding up their shields, right? They're doing their best. Oh, I don't think it's gonna go when they turn around, though. That might not have been it. You can break fences? Did that just fall over? I wasn't even aware that was a thing in the game. I think I'm making that up and I'm being pranked by this game. I don't think that actually happened. Oh, yeah, by the way, just so you know, those blue horrors, the guys shooting all of this fire, yeah, they're technically melee units. I don't know what sort of shit Zinch is pulling here, because that's not like a Changeling exclusive thing. Kairos the Fate Weaver also has my massive ranged line with shit melee stats listed as melee infantry. It's fine. It's all just a prank, bro. We're just changing the definition of infantry. Keeping the player on their toes, you know? The funny thing is, Talabecklin has an army, but all of my guys are just invisible as long as they're in my territory. And they're only not in my territory if they're about to conquer new territory and then become invisible. Like, what can they possibly do about this? It's just mean. This isn't a prank, this is bullying. Well, I thought he couldn't see me. I could have sworn there was an icon above his head. Thankfully, I just handed off my army and this guy doesn't need to be alive anymore. But yeah, he's very dead. Oh, I'm sorry, he just walked back a little bit, even though he was in forced march. Joke's on you, fucker. What are you talking about? Why is he alive? Why was he able to see him and why was he alive? He's not even that badly hurt. Hidden from enemies, you say? I'm not so sure about that. The brick of spaghetti code at the bottom of this mountain of tech debt is really fucking keeping me on my toes.
Dark sorcerer.
Or I'm bad at the game. Equal chance of both. Now, we could walk past him, but I'm not really interested in fighting for Talabheim, and I'm not interested in fighting him when I'm in his territory, that's for damn sure. So instead, we're gonna abuse the fact that we're a member of the Zinch faction, just gonna fucking teleport. Just to leave. And I have no beef with Wolfenburg. I want to go for Festus more than anyone else.
For the Raven.
And this guy getting to live was really just basically useless, so disband him. I don't know why he got to live, but that was a joke on him. From the perspective of Talabecklin, they ran into a random dude in the street on their way to Kappelberg, which they heard was under attack. The dude claimed to be a champion of Zinch, so they killed him, but instead of dying, he walked away. Then they get to Kappelberg, and everyone just ensures them nothing happened, it's all fine, you can go home. I feel like that's pretty appropriate. I feel like that checks out for the Changeling. And let's get started working on Festus, because he can't be here. And he has no enemies, so it'll just be a good old-fashioned normal declaration of war. On the good news, we have a new parasitic cult. On the bad news, we also have a new plague. Thanks, Festus. That honestly doesn't really do anything. Like, this place is already corrupted, and I can't heal until I kill Festus. So, yeah, who cares? The dwarves are trying to shake me down. I mean, you can just be at war with me. You think I give a shit? What are you gonna do about it? Point on the map. Where do you think I live? I'm surprised he even knew where to send the letter to beg for money. Because let's be honest, that wasn't a threat. You were begging. You were panhandling. There was no actual military action behind your words that could ever have happened. All right, so on the next turn, I can attack it again with this guy I recruited as a lord last turn. Then we all resolve, they're all dead already from last turn, it's not gonna be a problem. And now we can raise it. It just takes a little bit of doing to remove cities from the map, which is what we have to do if we want to kill Festus for this scheme. Oh, wait a second, let's realize something very important. When you raise a settlement, you no longer get stealth in that area. So this guy's just dead. There's no way to save him from Festus. That is just going to die. Let's take everything from him, level him up, and disband him, because he is fucked. I'm gonna move to this point so that Festus doesn't have line of sight of where I'm at. Seems sensible to me. And we'll come up through Middenstag and Middenheim and fight Festus later, but not right now, apparently. And it's time to start working towards our end game, or actually pretty early game doom stack of Mutilith Vortex Beast. Even though it's tier 5, it doesn't take that long, but we finally have the income going on the cult supplies that we should be able to comfortably get from beginning to end on it. Oh, so check out this really well-designed thing. If this settlement is raised, you cannot use the select next button to go to your next settlement. That's awesome. Good job. Definitely worth 150% more than your normal DLC. It's so refined. It's so well made. It looks like we're setting up to have a pretty big brawl in this area, which I'm all for. Whoever wins will be weaker for it. But I'm also not really available to come middleman this. Also, Telebeckland is mad as hell. Holy shit. Festus might be dying without my input here. Anyway, let's deal with Middenstag, because unlike everyone else, this one's easy. Wait, no, they have enemies. For some reason, they're enemies with the Pharaoh Legion, but that's fine. This reminds me, it's time to join a bunch of wars. This is starting to look too reasonable. It's time to go get some more Zinch bucks. One second, let me do some quote-unquote diplomacy. Having realized that I have basically infinite money, I'm recruiting a second army down here of just blue horrors to go, you know, do something. Spread the cult somewhere. May as well. Oh yeah, also, we're supposed to be killing Middenland. I forgot. I was doing diplomacy to declare war on them. I need to fight this manually because I keep auto-resolving and then not being able to fight Festus, and it's a bad deal. I want everyone to remember, this is a symbiotic relationship. We're not bullying. They're going to benefit from this in the long run. Man, that was a really close fight. It'd be a shame if anything bad happened to the Empire. Thankfully, they got me here to protect them with our very beneficial relationship. It looks like it didn't go great for Telebeckland. It looks like they lost unambiguously. Either they fled or they just got butchered. I didn't really want to siege this territory again. I just wanted to go to Middenheim, but I guess I'm either doing that or fighting Festus. Army's close to full strength. I can just empty my ammo and leave if I think it's going badly. I mean, yeah, we're here to be at Festus. We're not able to get anything out of this in terms of cults, but we're here to fight Festus. I sort of figured auto-resolve and think we're losing, but Valiant defeat's a good sign. Our crippling lack of melee infantry is probably going to prove to be a serious problem, though. I suppose, allegedly, our whole army melee infantry, though, right? Definitely. All right, let's go ahead and do our best to empty our ammo and get this working. Also, how do I turn into the chicken? I feel like it should be a button over here. The fact that I don't have it means I've done something wrong. Oh, yeah, I absolutely got pranked. So I started the battle, wondered why I couldn't transfer into the chicken. I clicked the chicken, I clicked check, we're good? Yeah, no, joke's on you. You click the chicken, you click assume for battle, now you click the check. The check mark is you don't click assume for battle, it's just a prank. You would think that just like the one you click on would become assume for battle. And then there'd be like an X and a check mark. No. Good UI? You think for just 150% price hikes we can do good UI? Absolutely not. All right, let's get into it for real this time, now that we actually have the chicken transformation. I think this is not just going to be the hardest fight of the campaign, but probably the only hard fight of the campaign. Our goal is to empty our ammunition and then calmly retreat if it's not going well. I don't know if that goal is going to work very well, but that's definitely the plan. Also, unfortunately, I don't have regeneration on the Changeling. That guy who I disbanded a while ago, apparently he was the one with the troll skin. Or the one who died. One of the two. Not sure who. Something went wrong, and I don't have the troll leather skin anymore, so here we are. And our plan here is not really to fight the Chaos Warhounds with this cavalry. That's not it at all. The plan, quite the opposite, is to just distract constantly with everyone over here. We want a small portion of the army to go fight everything else, and then we want to be able to capitalize on this ourselves. They're really intent on using magic to slay all my cavalry. Probably should have ran everyone into the pendulum. It's fine. But the flip side of this is they're also really aggressively split right now. We probably have some amount of magic we can use, don't we? Golden Hounds. Let's drop that here. And Searing Doom. Let's drop that. Think right here as well. We could have saved this for a hot second, but I'm not looking to be in combat for much more than a hot second. We're gonna take everything here, attack the flying guys, pull back on the cav because they're starting to take a lot of damage. Everything's fine with the blue horrors, and I probably don't even really need to input much into that side of the battle, to be honest. It's just empty your ammo, then go into melee, and they don't have that much ammo. These guys are fine. They'll group up eventually. It's not a big deal. These have rallied, but I just want them to group up. I want all of this getting back in the sky. Meanwhile, it's just about time for Blue Fire. We brought cotton candy to war. They brought disease. Not sure either one's the optimal strat, but it does seem to be working out pretty well for us at the minute. Just a question of how it continues to work out. Anyway, over here we're supposed to be kiting, and I can see that we're not kiting, as expected. Hey, Cockatoo's boy, I love you. You're great, but you need to get out of there, my man. All right, good. We're all in the sky again, which means we're basically invincible as far as this army is concerned. What speed is this cavalry? 40? You're barely cavalry at all. And you're faster than Nurgle units, but not by much. And everyone has to come down and help you because you're so damn slow. Now, over here, we used a lot of our ammo. The front line's joined into melee. I'm worried about trying to retreat because they're demons. They'll crumble if I try to retreat, right? Yeah, demonic instability. So it's probably better not to do it, even though it feels... I don't know if I should be retreating or not. I really don't. Anyway, back to this. Chaos Trolls are routing. Zangors. Your job is to escort them off the field of battle now. If you can. They are faster than you, which is embarrassing, considering you are... Wait, are you not literal horsemen? Oh. You're actually infantry. You have horse heads. I'm sorry, I got confused looking at this. I just assumed there was a horse body off screen. My bad. I'm being unduly mean to you. Speaking of unduly mean, time for the magic again. This shit's just brutal. Just like the other fight probably is. Don't look at that. The other fight's terrible. It's a trick. Alright, the one fighting the giant needs to back off. It will die. Everything else is going great. Festus is going down. That's going fine. This is going fine. The ones in the back aren't out of ammo yet. You get involved with the troll. You are far enough back that you can just start shooting something. You have ammo left, so I want you to stay where you are. Festus is routing. That's fucking incredible. We're just straight up winning, I think. I thought this would take 2 fights. I was not confident I could beat Festus. Also, I failed to run off those ogres very thoroughly. Hey, get into the sky, buddy. It is not safe down there for you. The cockatrice is down here. You guys are fighting the trolls, I guess. Pig horror. We have more of this and more of that. Back over here. Festus has rallied, but that's fine. Everything over here, just get involved in the melee while everyone else groups up. Yeah, we crushed them on the blue. You're gonna die. That's fine. He was just a guy on a cool flying disc anyway. He was a good unit. I liked having him. Shame that he just stayed in melee and fought whatever it was that killed him. I guess it was just everyone. Just everyone, it looks like. Now, the cockatrice dying wouldn't be the biggest deal. Kairos dying, or sorry, the Changing dying would be absolutely massively problematic. Now, unfortunately, the giant's just a bitch and a half and dealing tremendous damage to my guys. I should just be able to run from him, right? He's big and slow, I think. And Festus is not going to be allowed to rally again. He needs to be dead. The giant is 1 speed faster than us. This plan is not going to work. Not without a sacrifice. The question is, what benefit does a sacrifice have? I think we might just be better off routing. Alright, good. We have some ranged attacks left. That's what I was hoping for, is that we had ammunition to kill the fucking giant with. Also, guys, you really don't want to stop. He's shaken. Damage coming in. Cycle charge again. I wish we weren't seeing quite so many misses. Back off immediately. Cool spin, Kairos. I can't help but notice you are getting mangled a little bit. Giant's down to only 2,500 HP. Just one man versus the fucking world over here. I thought Festus was the legendary lord. What's going on here? He's shaken. All right. I think we have this. Everything's out of ammo, so it's just a control A click, but he should waver and then flee shortly. And once that happens, he's just dead. Fucking got him. All right. Was not easy. We have to make sure he dies before we stop. Everyone else pull back. The group of heroes can chase him down. That's fine. But we need to get ready to actually fight the incoming units. Venom can charge bonus, only 20. But like the animation for the charge is the part you cared about, not the numerical bonus. Case in point, I suppose. Are they routing entirely? No. Make sure they do. How are we doing on numbers? We've lost one unit. That guy crumbled too. But if we get Festus, that's the one fight in the campaign that actually matters. So I'm not too... Kairos, what's going on here? You figure skating? I don't think that was the order I gave. All right, we've lost everything, but we beat Festus, I think is what's happened. And probably in no small part to getting specifically Kairos. I mean, Scarbrand would have been objectively better, I guess. But, we do appear to have won. So I'll start doing this in 3x speed. But holy shit, was that close. Fucking Sam is back again, but it's fine. We've got this. We win. So I lost 5 units of blue horrors, and the cool dude who was racking up kills in the previous fights, and the Furies, and the flamethrowers. The Furies and the flamethrowers don't care. Blue horrors easily replaceable. This is the only part of this I really care about losing. Like, sure, this slows us down, but also it basically means Festus is dead in the water. My only option is to race this settlement. That's really bad, because it means that we're visible here now. It looks like we're just barely safe. Looks like I can walk back just barely and he won't be able to kill me this turn, which is good. Don't get me wrong, I love my boy Kairos. He got me this far, but Festus is going to be the way we go from here on for the rest of the campaign. Apparently, I'm attacking Mid-Inland. I think this might have been what happened last time. I would like to not. So this dumbass trying and failing to ambush them for no reason resulted in him not recruiting blue horrors last turn. Awesome. Thanks. Oh, hell yeah. There's a master schemer ability that just makes everyone like me tremendously more. Sign me up. Also, I'm a better Festus now. I get his spells, I get physical resistance, I get armor and speed. I mean, obviously I'm not really a better Festus because I can't actually overcast his spells. I have the basic versions. But still, that's a much better Festus than I used to be. I'm shaking down everyone for Zinchbox, and the Black Pit tribe really wants me to declare war on Reichland, so sure. I was gonna need to sack that for a scheme anyway. Oh, Luan Leoncourt's willing to just give me his entire treasury to pretend I'll help against Be'lakor. That's nice.
Very well.
I've literally destroyed Festus the Leech Lord. Instead of being a menace to the Empire, I've completely negated them. Despite all my memes about symbiosis, killing Festus means I'm a massive net gain to the Empire. However, Festus wants peace far less than these random dudes I've never met before, so let's go have a chat about how much money they have. Quite a lot. Yeah, you can have peace. Anyway, why build income buildings when you can just shake everyone down for Zinchbox every couple of turns? I'm up to 18,000, despite my relatively small income. And in case anyone's wondering what I'm actually building with all my money, I am mostly focusing on upgrading the chain that gives you cult supplies, because there is no other way to get these. All right, so I'm getting pranked really hard here. My armies are constantly ambushing things instead of staying invisible. And because they're ambushing things, they're revealing themselves and having to fucking fight for their lives. Decline attack. He's probably going to attack me. I don't get to recruit my blue horrors now. It's so frustrating. Oh yeah, also, one of my lords died to that off camera. I trust you believe they didn't matter. Right, Talabeclan's at war with the Fecondites, which means the Fecondites are about to die. Like, they just killed the Fecondites army last turn. So I'm gonna super peace and get out of here, because I'm clearly not welcome here. This is the second turn in a row that I've failed to recruit units, because the Empire is swarming, looking for me and trying to kill Festus. Let's just get out of here. I guess let's get Middenheim on the way out of here. No reason not to. I don't know if I can do it with auto-resolve, but I'm pretty sure I can do it with relative ease. Crushing defeat. It's this? I don't know about that, mate. Because we can just recruit our regiments of renown and then go do this manually. And I think, honestly, Festus and the Chaos Chosen Renown can do it on their own with no additional help. But I'll be glad to bring in the help if I need it. All right, time to test a theory. Let's fucking get in here and see if Festus and the Aspiring Champion Regiment of Renown can just do this on their own. Also, we may as well bring in the Cockatrice. Like, it's there. It's a single entity unit. It gets the healing. All right, cool. The Cockatrice needs to go. The Cockatrice is getting absolutely fucking destroyed. This was a mistake. Waddle your way out of here. My bad, man. I thought it would go better than that. Normally, when you're in a situation like this, they refuse to fire on you. Sort of weird that they're not doing that now, but I guess if we just run at them, they'll panic and join the mob. Yeah, Festus's healing is honestly not as good as it needs to be here. What sort of abilities does Festus have? Is any of this good for healing, for instance? Don't mind me, I'm just reading my abilities real quick. On legendary difficulty. So this is not nearly as effective as I had hoped it would be, but it is just a Regiment of Renown, so it's not the biggest deal, I suppose. Also, we healed them back basically to full. Never mind, this is really effective. They're fucked. Look at these adorable little guys. Can't you tell that we're just gonna have a wonderful, symbiotic, mutually beneficial relationship when you see this running up to your gates to greet you? Why would you ever think these people were bad news? I mean, sure, a lot of them are carrying knives, but knives are useful, you know? If you're not carrying a knife, you're just not ready. Oh, they left. Well, I guess we'll say hello to the other one then. Enjoy your cotton candy. Remember, this is for your benefit. Oh, right, we have good magic for killing crowds. Shit, yeah, I just forgot about this. Sorry, I've been sandbagging pretending this was close. Yeah, no, they're just all dead. Like, it's not remotely close. Yeah, that was effective. That was nice. So more or less, Festus and the Severed Claw just soloed this fight. No one else was really super necessary. What was that supposed to be, like crushing the feet? Absolutely not. Get out of my house. Right, so I said it was Festus and the Severed Claw, but let's be honest, Metal Magic might have carried pretty hard. What is it with the dwarves and thinking they can threaten me with military actions? Or anything else? Be mad about it, who gives a shit? I didn't want to ambush Mid-Inland, but I figure if I'm being forced to ambush Mid-Inland, I guess I'll go do it. Also, so that we're clear, I knew this was going to happen, and it's why I'm not recruiting blue horrors on the Changeling right now. I'm recruiting a different lord somewhere else to get blue horrors. I knew the Changeling was going to start shit. I ran out of disc space while I was fighting Mid-Inland, but as you can see by this screen, we didn't lose very much and they got crushed, and honestly, I'd prefer to let them walk past, but if I have to keep ambushing people, I guess I'll beat them up and be sad about it. It's just a prank, bro. Why do you have to react like this? I just wanted to spook you. We finally have our second round of the war going on, by the way. We're finally back to bullying Stirland like we were supposed to be doing. Pyrrhic victory. I'm not seeing it, man. I'm really not. Remember, this was going to be a Pyrrhic victory. This is close. At the very least, it's a hard fight, and we're going to be really pressed. We're going to have to use complicated tactics. Or maybe the auto-resolve was just the trick, and the treat is that it's actually a piss-easy fight, and I was pranked, as always, by auto-resolve. Oh, fun fact, I don't even want this territory. I just see that Vlad's garrisoning the shit out of his border territory, so I can't get to Castle Drakenhof the fast way. That's the only reason I've come to the Moot. Literally the moment I did that, Vlad ran in and took over. 1 second, apparently I have a decision to make. Oh, when it said wounded, I thought it was going to just, like, deal damage to him. I lost my main spellcaster in the army. That was a bad decision. So it looks like I'm going to need to upgrade Middenheim to allow the recruitment of that hero, since there's otherwise no way for me to ever get him back, so I can't recruit Exalted Pink Horrors yet. But I'll wait on that for a second, because far more importantly, I need to actually keep working towards getting my stupid Doomstat going. Seeing as he's just dove out of his territory and he'll never find me because I'm fucking invisible once I own his land. Yeah, he's only at war, so I'm not at war at, so there's... Wait a second. I have no interest in ever declaring war on Stirland again. Negative 246? How does he even get that bad? What do you mean baseline evaluation minus 280? Baseline evaluation is the best base game trick in the game, Because what's even the point of an evaluation breakdown if there is a mystery box inside of it that is not clarified? Now, I understand why he hates me, but I don't understand why he hates me so much worse than like a normal war. I assume it's because I'm not actually taking his land, so he feels like he can still win, but I don't know what's going on with that number. Anyway, since they can't see me, I just get to do whatever the hell I want. Because I'm gonna own this. It's not like their garrison can do anything. I've played the counts. I know this garrison is zombies and skeletons, and like, if Alder Resolve even loses 100, that's like catastrophically inaccurate. It shouldn't have been anywhere near that. Vlad panicked, ran backwards, and this idiot army ambushed them. No, ambush failed. Worse. Decline attack.
Is not the end.
We passed like ships in the night. It's fine somehow. I'm guessing he was on force march then. Man, Drakenhof has a lot of armies, don't they? Just like a fucking unreasonable amount. I'm gonna march to here, just like a random bit of territory in the moot that no one should be in. And I should just be able to sit there and... Wait a second. Do I even need to be in March? If I come here, I'm probably going to ambush him by accident, yeah. Oh, it's so frustrating. So yeah, I just need to march over here where he has no reason to come find me. There does appear to be a fairly massive army just sitting in Altdorf. So it might be to my benefit to not go there and do this mission until I've gotten my Doomstat going. At the very least, until I get my stupid Sorcerer back. I can't help but notice Festus isn't dead yet. I'm gonna hope that they actually finish him off and he doesn't make a comeback. But the fact he's still alive has me worried that I'm gonna have to backtrack to this. I can't trust the Empire with anything. Anyway, if I'm not sacking Altdorf because I'm scared of Henry Bruckert, then it's time to sack Caroburg, because certainly I'm not scared of Rudy. Not really the name that sparks fear, you know? I was right, they all came down to the moot. If I had gone left or stopped early, they'd have found me immediately. Anyway, time to attack Schwarzhaven and keep on expanding my corruption. Auto-resolve loses a man against zombies and skeletons, are you joking? I'm having a hard time imagining what suffering losses in this would have actually looked like, because these guys really just don't have stats. It's like fighting an army made of water balloons. Like, sure, there's a lot of them, they physically exist and they're here. What are they gonna do though? Who cares? So rather than losing an entire unit, we lost a total of 58 guys. Good job, zombies. Living up to that reputation as trash tier meat shields. It's a shame you were meat shield for bats and not like a hero unit or something. If I go into stance march, battle initiation becomes disabled. I'm currently invisible. I think entering stance march means I won't be triggering all these awful assaults anymore. Oh, for fuck's sake, you trust the Empire to do one thing right and Festus the Leech Lord is back on his rampage. Come on, guys. Oh, hey, he popped up next to the army. I thought I was going to have to re-recruit him. That's much more convenient. Oh, I see. If I move my cursor back and forth, it'll tell me exactly which settlement I'm in. So we're going to stop here. We're coming for Altdorf soon. Because ever since the Confederation, the Empire's been up here dealing with Festus instead of camping in Altdorf. It's much easier to conquer now. Also, by the way, there was a Confederation. The Empire's maybe doing well or maybe doing terribly. It depends on which part of the Empire you're from. Zupbar got dialed by me, and I think there's a war going on with the Scabby Eye. And they thought, all right, let's take all of our armies and go trespass in Sylvanian lands with them. How can this ever backfire? And now the Sylvanian opinion of Zupbar is tremendously negative because they're trespassing in Vampire Land. Also, this army is probably dying because they're in Vampire Land. I think that falls thoroughly on the side of tricks, not treats. Bad call there, Stoneheart. Well, they sent Boris Todbringer to 1v1 Festus, and I expect he's about to die, but Heinrich Kimmler's asking me not to look. Oh. Alright, I don't know what you think you get out of declaring war on me. I actually don't understand the motive. Are you gonna take my land? I don't have any. Kill my armies? Can you find them? Like, what are you talking about? I'm barely a diplomatic entity. I'm basically just a walking declaration of war that shakes you for money. This is the funniest crushing defeat I've ever seen. We just successfully took his settlement, and then just the hero came back, and I forgot to go into force march, so tricks on me. Just like, don't fight him? Is that an option? Good, good.
Is not the end.
So Festus is still here. He's raised a different city. This one's been re-inhabited. Boris Todbringer has not solved the problem, but he was on force march to get here, so that's understandable. Actually, he didn't attack a force march Boris. That implies he will lose. God, I hope so. Anyway, let's sack Altdorf. We have a quest for this. Pyrrhic victory. But I'm not attached to that blue horror, and I'm very attached to my time. Honestly, not even that bad. Wait, how do I sack a city? Sack Altdorf or construct a ravaging host. I guess I always sack the city when I build the cults. Anyway, I can recruit steam tanks now. Isn't that metal as fuck? We have finally gotten through our second scheme on turn 20. Vikendites could die any time now. Do I get this if someone else kills the Vikendites? I just sort of assumed that I did. But I don't need it, because I'm planning on doing the Sylvanian Rift anyway. Like, I've been working towards that. It's the reason I have my second army fighting dwarves right now. Not to get impervious skin, which is admittedly pretty sick. It's like ward save 10 on everything. But mostly I just wanted to come get the Sylvanian Rift, and I didn't want to stay in Vampire Lands and die, unlike the dwarves who seem all too eager to do it. Things seem like they're going good. I'm happy with this. Thanks to a random event, we finally have our second cultist of the campaign. Everyone say hi to Ben. Ben has heard that trees are the shit, and I know there's a tree around about here, Waterfall Palace. Only about 3 turns away. Let's get going. The Trickster gets an ability that just gives his entire army 15% physical resistance, huh? Neat. Unfortunately, that is not the movement range I need to conquer back the way I came. I'm a tile short. Boris and Festus are still just next to each other. Nothing's happening of benefit to me. I wish Festus would die. I wish all these Imperial armies that are vaguely in the area would converge and kill the menace. Because I left him alone thinking you would handle it. But no, not so much. Thanks, Empire. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm bad at the game. But it seems to me mutually exclusive that Lord of Metal can simultaneously be strong versus character, strong versus a single combatant, and weak versus a single unit. You're gonna have to pick one, game.
Not wise to show your face.
Does Bellacore want peace? Hell yeah. But we all know you got a little bit more cash than that. Come on, pay up. Gotta get those Zinch bucks. I got tentacle monsters to pay for. You know, I don't think I'm ever gonna get peace with Reichland. I'm not sure they're ever gonna forgive me for whatever it is I've done, because apparently it's terrible. The issue is if I take credit for everything that's so chaos, I'm responsible for every bad thing that's ever happened, I guess. The funny thing is, despite only making symbiotic buildings, I think it's obviously parasitosis, because this is the one about going to war, you know, that thing I'm doing literally 100% of the time. It's so funny how much money I make from the peace treaties on people I've never met that I declared war on for money. Just double dipping at its absolute finest.
Deliver your missive and then get from my presence.
I don't agree.
I don't agree with me declaring war on you, dude. That's not how that one works. Oh, that's not quite the right line. You keep saying Pyrrhic victory because the settlements have walls, and like, I'll fight it. But we all know you're full of shit. Another slog of a battle, but yet again, metal magic carries the day. These dudes are tanks, and Festus keeps them alive. We lost one guy. I was careless at the start, but still, he'll be back in no time. Absolutely tearing our way back to the Imperium. Because at this point, the scheme in the Empire is done. We just need to wrap it up and get out of here. On to the next part of the grand scheme, whatever that may be. So if you look at a settlement like Paravan, you make 82 favor there. Or I guess it's currently making 82 favor. Something like Altdorf 115, you come over to Waterfall Palace 1482. And thus the reason that Ben is currently over here on this quest. Did the game just crash? What? Are you not who I thought you were? This guy fights and battles. Everyone say hello to Ben. He's fucking useless. He's not who I thought he was, which is appropriate for the Changeling, but this isn't helpful. Do I even want Ben? Truth be told, no. Ben is worthless and I'm paying for him, so that's a bad deal. All this stuff about allied recruitment's a bit confusing to me. I'd even say it's perplexing, because why on earth would I have allies? What do I need them for? They don't have better armies than me. Anyway, the other one makes me move slightly faster, and that's not, like, insane, but it's still very, very good. If I had that a few turns ago, I'd have been thrilled. This feels a little bit gutsy, but considering there are 2 armies up here, it seems obviously safer to teleport at Castle Drakenhof. I don't know that we'll win the fight, but this army's entirely expendable anyway. Yeah, you know, I really should have jumped into a part of the map that was my territory and I've been headed in, just like slightly to the left. Because looking at this, I've been saying the army's expendable and it's about to get expended, isn't it? I could fight this myself. We'll lose because we can't deal with Vlad and Isabella. I guarantee you that part. We could do a lot of damage to like skeletons and zombies, but who cares? I'm gonna auto-resolve and save myself the time. Just die faster. I might have wasted that army, but on the bright side, the iridescent conflagration is finished, meaning that we can finally start building our stack of Mutalith Vortex Beast, which is gonna be pretty solid, I hope. Anyway, the army won't be done for a while, so back to the busy business of spreading the cults. So after starting our doom stack here, we're down to 0 money. Then we did diplomacy, you know, 1 second. Diplomacy, if you can call it that. And now we're back up to 15,000 American Zinch bucks. So yeah, that's great. Something sort of weird has happened now, I think. If I go right, I'm gonna keep running into Vlad and Isabella, who I just saw leave towards Averheim. And this army's not equipped to deal with Vlad and Isabella. Like, we can kill all their skeletons, but that still won't be enough to win the balance of power, I think. I think if this guy were at full health, we could beat them. If it's just them, if it's not multiple stacks, but it probably is multiple stacks. This army cost me 2,700 a turn, and I think I'm just about out of use for it. I don't want to fight Balthasar Gelf's entire army. I think I'm gonna just ban this and just start moving to go get my doom stack. Because, like, this is a faction where I don't need to fight multiple fronts. I can just have the one army. Because they can't attack me. There is no defensive front. I didn't even know the Beastmen did diplomacy. Listening to the Beastmen ask me, of all people, for a non-aggression pact, like, what am I gonna do? Put a Trickster cult in your fucking herd? You don't even have a land. Why would I attack you? What are you talking about? Diplomacy is so fucked. And, like, what else could it be? Of course it's so fucked, because it's all just a prank, bro. You can't have any real diplomacy if it's all just a prank. This state of polish in Warhammer right now is rough. It just feels like I'm testing a mod a lot of the time. Like when I click on Stance Teleport, when's the magic cost to move? None, you got the tech for it. Teleport past impassable terrain. You can't move this turn, you're immune to most attrition. That's cool. I wish you'd specify when it's attrition, but if we teleport, you know, from the province we're in to the same province and even the same settlement, we're staying next to Krugenheim, just get on the other side because you can't walk past the zone of control. Now we click recruit and oh, look at that, you can't recruit anymore. You'd think that would be in the tooltip. It's really funny that Festus is here telling me he wants a non-aggression pact, because I was just about to start recording the clip where I say, the Doomstack's not quite finished, but we've got enough of it to put Festus in the ground since the Empire apparently won't. That is some really unfortunate timing on Festus. So after raising the settlement, the Trickster literally ran all the way across the bridge over here for some godforsaken reason. Please go back in the other direction, you fucking clown. Good prank for just taking an entire turn of movement in a random direction. Why is Festus even over here? He's just hanging out in the woods. This is a peninsula that doesn't connect to other lands. Oh my god. I have to kill Festus because the Empire did it, and he's just trolling in the woods. And I mean, yeah, fair. Like, that is the campaign. This is trolling the campaign because they can't kill me. I've decided that I don't need to fight on multiple fronts. I'm just gonna run one army a turn because it's easier. And, like, it's fair to troll me back, but Jesus Christ, Festus, get out of the woods. What are you doing in there? I am making so much less money than I should be because I didn't kill Festus, and then he fucking raised everything again. I assume the Empire factions, they had like 4 stacks in the area. All of them hate Festus. I just assumed one would walk up and sack the Brass Citadel, and instead, like 10 turns later, a full Festus stack wandered out and started raising the countryside again. What is the AI doing? Yeah, Nakai died on his own, so I finished his scheme, and now everyone's more durable. Sick. Revealing the shroud on Festus because I cannot deal with him wandering into the woods and fucking hiding from me. Where'd he go? There's one of his stacks. What do you mean you still don't know? He's an ambush stance and it doesn't work on ambush stance. I think that's the only explanation. No, Festus is right there. He's not an ambush stance. He was in force march. I'm sorry, what does Reveal Shroud do exactly? Reveal the shroud over all the factions' territory. So if there's just running around in the middle of nowhere to grief, it doesn't help. Cool. I just assumed I got their line of sight because that would be even simpler to code. But no, he's just fucking trolling. And Zinch can't help. No one can help. Festus is immortal. He's almost as unkillable as the Changeling. The difference being the Changeling is just unkillable because he is, and Festus is unkillable because the Empire won't. I swear to God, the moment we get into a fight, he's done. I've got the Doom stack. I'm just one hero short of finished here. So more than once earlier in the video when I was using those renowned Chaos Warriors, I was surprised at how fast they went down with Festus's healing elixirs. No, that might be because I never activated them, so joke's on me, but having just double-clicked it, you'll notice that my health still isn't changing. Obviously, you click it to enable an aura effect, and clicking it a second time disables it. My bad. Figured it out, just a little bit bad at the game sometimes. I imagine our earlier sieges would have gone much, much better, especially for the stupid bird that kept dying. And for the guys that actually did die unnecessarily, like the cool dude flying around on the Zinchian disc, if I had turned this ability on. Anyway, this fight's really just here to heal everyone because I auto-resolved. That said, it'll still be fun to see these guys get absolutely obliterated in our first outing with a Mutalisc Vortex. Can't even see them. So comically outgunned that I can barely find the enemies. Hey, it looks like they're trying to run away. That's probably a good call. I don't think it's gonna work well for them. Unsurprisingly, no one's taken any damage. They didn't even get through barrier. Very close fight. Thank you for being here so I can make up for auto-resolving. So one of the funniest parts of this is just that I get Vanguard deployment and Stalk, and you can't possibly need both, not really. But here we are with both for absolutely no reason. It's like, theoretically, if we weren't already on top of them, they wouldn't see us. Of course, we are on top of them. The fight is starting as soon as we hit go. And I don't suspect it's gonna go particularly well for them. Anyway, it looks like the army's doing well. What exactly are you guys, by the way? You got a big spiky dinosaur back, or maybe you're a crustacean. You got two different, like, Maul Ninja edgelord weapon tails. You walk like a gorilla. Throw in a tantrum. You have a squid for the head, but like not the head into the squid, the butt into the squid. Also, there's a portal to hell on your back. Yeah, that all makes sense. That's on brands. Just gonna call everything back so that we can fully regenerate because we're winning a little bit too hard at the minute. And again, because we have Stalk, as we get away, they lose track of us. They have one horseman coming that's gonna ruin it, but it almost works. Gotta feel bad when like the only reason the fight's still going is because we're sandbagging. And not sandbagging a little, like sandbagging extra hard, because I mean, it's not close. The only thing difficult about this fight is telling exactly what's happening in the sea of lightning, cotton candy explosions, and ground-pounding nonsense. We appear to have killed their lord, along with fucking everything else. Good job, team. Oh, it just occurred to me, I never actually did any of the quest battles, and now that I have the one for the hero, Echo Brass, I think, it's time to go do some of this.
What is the worth of mortal life without a little chaos? Let the Taui think they have a chance. Even if they live long enough, the truth will not spare them from slaughter.
We're really just a slasher movie villain, aren't we? That's what I'm getting out of this cutscene. I don't think this is gonna go well for the dwarves. I think they're just pretty much immediately dead. I'd be surprised if I'm wrong about this. And I'd also be surprised if we took any meaningful damage in this fight, quest battle or not. It's sort of just an absolute fucking rampage, isn't it? There should be a helicopter coming in at some point as part of this quest, but until then, we'll just keep murdering, I guess. It's not been particularly close so far. I feel kind of like I'm just a bully. Like I'm supposed to do this quest with a normal army and not this one. Out of curiosity, if I tell this guy to attack, will he follow? No, it looks like he just stands next to it, which is deeply frustrating, but not a problem. I can just trust everyone else to handle the rest of the fight while this guy follows him around throwing magic at him. You know, I'm not really dealing much in the way of damage to this guy. I guess we're doing phase 2 of the quest then. We're very close to not doing phase 2 of the quest. It's a very changeling way for this mission to go down. That this guy's just like getting body blocked in the sky somehow. Are we stuck? Did we win or lose? Whatever's happening. Are we fighting? Is the plane body slamming me? What's happening? I guess we don't have to do part 2. How'd the fight go, guys? You won? Not surprised to hear it, gonna be honest. Doesn't seem like it was a particularly close fight to me, looking at these numbers. So in exchange for that stomp, we get like a little bit more Winds of Magic and a cool duplicate ability that I maybe tanks for you, but it's unspottable, so I don't really know what it does, to be honest. Anyways, that's far from the only quest battle we're doing this turn, because we also have some beastmen to beat up, so that we can pick up... Oh, I thought you were the guy. I guess you're just looking like the guy. Anyway, Hecklebrass, or whatever the hell his name is, will be here soon. Let's do this quest. I don't think we're in much danger this fight. Are they ignoring me? A little bit rude. I just look at this from a bird's eye view. I'm like, man, I'm pretty sure we've won. It'd be weird if they were losing. Gonna be honest, these fights are so fucking one-sided that I don't know what to say when I look at them. It's like, oh yeah, they've got Cygors and Gorgons and all sorts of big single entity monsters, but they've got like 5 of them and I've got 20 with silver chevrons and passive regeneration all grouped together instead of throughout a much shittier army. And it's like, oh no, it's so strong that it's become just absolute bullying. Quest fights cannot even remotely hope to stand up against this. Oh no, Hellbrass gives us more healing cap. Because it's not like we weren't durable enough. Get in here, boy. Oh, the Barrow Legion took Altdwarf. They went hard this game. Didn't expect that. I thought that the Empire was doing well, except for the whole fiasco with Festus, but I guess not. Oh, I didn't even have the ability that was a massive buff to the Mutolith Vortex Beast. Whoops. I feel like I've shown off the Mutoliths enough that I don't really need to kill Festus in person. Nothing's dying. I can heal them to full if I ever get into a fight very easily. It's auto-resolve, even though it is like something where I do really want to kill Festus. I don't need to be there for it. It's happening. I trust that. It makes me tremendously happy that I can finally say... Oh, actually, the grand scheme is also happening, so that's cool. But that's not really what I care about. Here it is. It's the Fekandites being dead. Because, God, did that just take so much longer than it had any right to. Knock, knock, it's me, the Changeling. I'm in Force March at your gates. What are you gonna do about it? Because we're past the point where we need to be stealthy. Oh. Wait. Does Symbiosis reduce the upkeep for my current army in half? Yeah. Yeah, it does. It's 150. Oh no. Oh no, it's not that they've been nerfed compared to what was happening on Legends stream. It's that specifically for this character, you get them down to stark fucking nothing as their upkeep cost. Because I can continue to lower it using Called by Change. Jump change in this case. Jokes don't work bad because we're actually not attacking them. We're just force marching into full view of the vampire accounts, hoping they'll come fight me. If not, we'll get to where we're going eventually. Yeah, they've got like 3 full stacks at Castle Drakenhof. It might be an actual fight. A little bit.
This is a mortal limitation.
I literally just teleported forward and that's the turn. Weird faction. I know I can optimize. I can start making a second army. I can play on 2 fronts. But it's weird that I can make plays like that on the highest difficulty and be like, yeah, that's good enough. I don't need to try any harder. Build up my infrastructure, handle a second army. Disgusting. Fuck off. Don't at me with that shit. No, 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 no. We're gonna just slowly bulldoze through some of the strongest factions in the game with 1 stack. Just the 1. It's plenty. They have 4 stacks. I miscounted the first time, plus the garrison. That might be enough. Probably not, but it'll be a good fight. I was not expecting auto-resolve to take that much damage against skeletons. I guess there were 4 graveguards there, but still, Jesus, guys, get it together. Alright, I've been taking my time just a little bit with the vampire accounts, specifically because I wanted these armies to split off and go in separate directions. I didn't think they would all scatter in different places at once, which is what happened. All 4 of the armies went in different paths, which is very strange. So I'll just go kill Vlad alone, I guess, because no one else is with them. Even the auto-resolve knows It's like, wow, that sure is 3 vampires and 4,000 pieces of trash. But no, we have to do this in person because I want to walk out of here at full health, not 0 health. The enemy reinforcements have arrived and they are now fanning out to come look for us. It would appear that they have found us and they decided to send in one of their vampires alone ahead of the pack. I cannot say this decision I agree with. Also, those poor Vargeist and bats, what were you doing? I think there might be 2 of them here, I can't tell. If there are, that would mean one of them is going to be Isabella. There's Vlad. I guess I should be harassing the rest of their army with my mage while we just beat the shit out of Isabella and the Posner vampire, right? I can't tell if this is Isabella. It's going down fast enough and I don't think it is. It's hard to tell. It really fucking is. It seems to be going really well for the Mutilith Vortex Beast and their cotton candy mosh pit over here. Like, I can't even tell who they're fighting. I can just kind of tell they're doing a good job. Yeah, it's all dead. Sorry about your wife, lad. Or at least I think sorry about your wife. It's hard to keep track. Yeah, everything's at full health. Everything's basically at full barrier. Nothing happens. Oh, man. How's Vlad doing? Oh, he's getting the shit beat out of him. I was casting magic for a hot second and stopped paying attention. Apparently, Vlad is not doing as well as I thought he would be. Surface area be damned, they've still got his number. Speaking of having their number, magic tends to just destroy trash tier undead. Like, Graveguard are still not particularly great units, but I thought they were zombies. They took damage like they were zombies. Decisive victory, huh? I feel like I could have taken another 4 armies with relative ease. Like, I should have just... I wasn't quite in range. If I had been in range 2 turns ago, I'd have dived into all 5 armies just to see what would happen. And apparently an unmitigated stomp is what would have happened. 20 versus 4,000, not even close. Come back with like 6 or 7 Vlads. The other, presumably like 32,000 undead can be left behind. They probably won't impact the result. By the way, that was Vlad's starting army. He still had the same starting coach, Vargeist, 3 Graveguards, and cavalry. Every unit in that army that wasn't garbage, he started the game with. Well, one of the fastest ways to get Tzeentch corruption up in the area is just to beat people to death. And Vlad does appear to be back. Not for long, though. Gonna be honest, this second fight isn't looking much better for Vlad than the first one did. And by the way, Echoed came into this nearly dead from auto-resolving. So you can see how that's gone for him. It's just, fucking brutal. Is Vlad still alive? I think we killed him. Yeah, they're all gone. Close fight, though. Maybe next time, Vlad. I am astounded that they did not retreat. Oh, they were the garrison for a city. They couldn't retreat. That would explain it. I didn't really want to raise Drakenhof, but I don't think there's an option to walk away after you attack a city you have a cult in, so I guess we're raising Drakenhof. Yet again, in the game of Trick or Treat, I seem to have tricked myself. Watching the Mutilith Beast trickle into the city is kinda funny, though. This is the first time I've ever opened a second gate, because I saw this problem coming. It's so bad. Should I have lined them up outside the city first to help them along? Dear Lord. I don't put good odds on the Strigoi or anything else in the entire game world. I think Scarbrand, Bellacore, the Vampire Burrows, and whoever... the Vampire Burrows, the Vampire... Is that right? What is Heinrich Kimmler's faction called? Point being, I think if you took all the strongest one-man Doomstacks in the game right now, as well as positions 1 through 5 in strength ranking, and had me fight them at the same time, we'd probably still win. So this one random Strigoi probably doesn't stand much of a fucking chance. I have checked out of these fights. This is so one-sided that while I originally intended to edit this down and get to the grand scheme, you guys are going to need to tell me in the comments if you want to see more of this stomp, and if so, what units would you prefer me to use and test out and other Doomstacks, because obviously this one needs to be edited out in its entirety, because dear Lord, what can oppose this? Certainly nothing at turn 50, that's for fucking sure. Oh. Anyway, what was I doing? I was increasing corruption in the vampire lands through violence. Trick or treat, it's a trick. The trick is murder. It's full-on genocide. Either tell me that Tzeentch is the main god here, or I will continue to commit acts of unspeakable violence until the quest finishes. Yeah, I guess we're raising Castle Drakenhof. Whoops. Anyway, that'll teach the Vampire Council lesson. I'm not sure which lesson, but probably. The Beastmen now own Castle Drakenhof. What on earth happens? What have I done to this poor campaign? Hey, that's 75 corruption. We're done here, folks. We opened a Trickster Rift in Sylvania, and we get a new Trickster Rift for free on top of that. Thank God. So it's our army up against a million tiny Empire armies. You know, I don't believe Pyrrhic victory. Now, this quest is exceptionally awkward for me because I'm not supposed to kill their leaders, but I'm also just very, very good at murder. I don't really know if this army has an off switch. So, I'll do my best not to murder too hard, but like, I don't even know what you want from me. So, watching the Cotton Candy mosh pit, the army definitely doesn't stand much of a chance. What about you, Boris? How much health do you have? 4,200, huh? Oh wait, do I see the other people's names? Oh, Boris is the only one I actually see. Letting the other delegation leaders survive is gonna be hard if I don't know where they are. Is that one of them? Wait, they might be hidden in the woods. They might still have icons. That would be preferable, because if they're just single entities, I'm gonna need them to route real fast, because they'll get murdered pretty immediately. I feel like I just put this on triple speed and wait a little bit. And I try to group them back up. They're getting pretty spread out. Force and Ultra arrived. Sure. Not convinced it matters very much. It's just hard to watch. There's a lot of people from a lot of factions and a lot of just ridiculous particle effects and giant fucking monsters. Oh, this guy's getting mangled. Oh, because he's alone. What are you doing back there, dude? I think I may have accidentally killed someone just now. Look, I can't do shit. I can't see anything. I'm all for letting them live to tell the tale, but they're gonna have to run for their lives when they see this shit. If they just stick around... All right, he's fleeing, he's fleeing. This guy appears to not want to flee, but he's the one we're framing, I think, so it shouldn't matter. This is a single unit entity. We want to let him run as soon as we see the flag. That guy apparently was also the goal. We just killed someone again. Hopefully it's still fine. Okay, that guy's fleeing. I think by and large, I let most of them live. Surely we don't fail the quest if we kill all of them, right? Like, would it even matter? It's hard to punch a tank to death, apparently. Anyway, I suspect that we've won decidedly. Yeah, the slowdown in quest fights mean you just finished it. So, good job, Empire. Very close. What kind of last name is Toddbringer? What's going on with that? There are some pretty jank names in Warhammer sometimes. I think Toddbringer might be at the top of the list. And we get 3 Trickster cults and we pick where they're going. I mean, we're not picking one in each. We're obviously picking 3. I guess I'm picking the Darklands. And now, what's left of the Empire will descend into civil war, but the vampires didn't really leave that much to descend into civil war in the first place. That image is a good summary of this campaign. I didn't mean to bully the Empire. I thought I was going to kill Festus and give them a, like, on the whole, actually be good for them. But instead, Festus just lived because they didn't finish him off, and it was a massive net loss for the Empire. Oh, I can transform into Boris Dawnbringer now. Cool. And I'm now able to open a rift to another location as well. But I think that's what we'll be calling it for this video. Doomstack completed. Most of the schemes handled in the Imperium. I think this campaign is thoroughly in runaway mode. I don't think there'd be a ton of interest in continuing this. If I'm wrong, tell me in the comments. Tell me what sort of Doomstack you would like to see with units other than this, or if you just want to see this thing continue to steamroll in higher resolution, if you just want to like see replays of this versus 4 stacks, because it's crushing it. It's not even close. This thing is a nightmare. 10,000 health with barrier, passive regen from Festus, increased regen cast from Ecclebrad, not that they've been needing it at all. Just absolute fucking juggernaut of a unit. They've also got the Tides of Transformation, the Aura of Mutation, and the Gift of Mutation. Just everyone around them's taking constant damage from the ridiculous cotton candy particle effects they're dishing out. It is so strong and so ridiculous. And I'm certain we can win with complete ease, but in the first 50 turns, we finished up the Empire area, got our Doomstack finished, bullied the shit out of everyone, We let Kazrak One-Eye take over Drakenhof somehow. That was a weird twist I didn't see coming. But I'm happy with this. If you guys want to see a continuation of this in the future, post it in the comments. I'll pick this back up after I finish off my Isabella campaign. But otherwise, I'll be leaving the Changeling here because this doesn't feel like legendary difficulty. This doesn't feel like difficulty at all. Difficulty is not a word that applied to this campaign because I actively didn't really pay attention. I threw away an army because I didn't jump slightly to the left because it didn't matter. Anyways, thank you for watching, and happy Halloween. Or if you're watching this in the future, this was posted on Halloween, thus the weird name. Thank you to my Patreon supporters, Jeffrey B. and Evan B. There's 2 of them now, they're growing. Really appreciate the support, and hopefully I'll see all of you in the next one.